Circle of Love by Monique Gray Smith, illustrated by Nicole Neidhardt. Forward. We welcome someone into our home or space in Nehiyawewin by saying Tawau. The beauty of this word is that it means so much more than a simple welcome. On a deeper level, it means there is always room. In many ways, this is what Molly is sharing with us in this story as she introduces us to the people she loves. She reminds us that there is always room in our hearts and in the circles of our lives. The circle is a place of equality and equity and ultimately, love. Tonight, we are gathering at the Intertribal Community Center for a feast. When my friends and elders greet us, I feel joyful. When Kokam and her wife, Kokam Raven, sing a welcome song, I feel connected. When my teacher says, Tansei, Molly, I feel important. When I read books to the babies, I feel kind. When my uncles and I play peekaboo with their baby, I feel love. Love is love. When I draw pictures with my friend Sophie, I feel creative. When my siblings play their music, I feel energized. When they teach us jingle dance steps, I feel motivated. Love is love. When my cousins take us outside to the playground, I feel excited. When the wind blows in my hair and the sun warms my face, I feel powerful. When I see Sarah and Carolina tend the community garden, I feel appreciative. Love is love. When I smell the sweet grass burning, I feel peace. When I watch my parents prepare for ceremony, I feel respect. When I help make the food offering, I feel honored. Love is love. When a prayer is said to bless the food, I feel thankful. When I eat my soup and bannock, I feel nourished. When my friend Billy and his moms sing to give thanks for dinner, I feel happy. Love is love. When my auntie speaks to me in Nehiyawewin, I feel proud. When I sip my medicine tea, I feel the warmth swirl down my throat. When I watch Joshua bead, I feel awe. Love is love. When I curl up under Kokam Raven's arm, I feel safe. When I close my eyes, I can see the stories that are being told. When my family and community come together, I feel love. Love is love. Author's note. Writing this book took me, a two-spirit person, back to my childhood. It was a time when I didn't understand what was going on inside of me and didn't have anyone I could talk to about my feelings. There were no role models in my family, and I never saw myself reflected in any books or TV shows. I wanted Molly to have a different experience. Circle of Love is what I would have loved my childhood to have been like, and what I hope it is like today for children and young people who identify as LGBTQIA2S+. The idea for this book initially came from the Northwest Portland Area Indian Health Board, which was looking for a way to share the Two-Spirit teaching with children. I revered those initial visionaries who wanted a book for young people so that children could see their family members in a story. I am grateful to Morgan Thomas and Alessandra Angelino for their shepherding of this project from the very beginning. Much gratitude to the elders, Marlon Fixico and Sadie Hart of the Hawk Alley, who helped guide the initial discussions and concept exploration. Community centers. In this story, we join Molly for a feast at an intertribal community center. She introduces us to those who make up her family and community, and we experience her love for each of them. Sometimes, stories about acceptance or inclusion imply that there has been a decision to love. What Molly shares with us is what is truly at the heart of family and community: love and respect for one another. Woven into community is the teaching that everyone has a place in the circle. Having a place in the circle also means we have responsibilities to be kind and respectful, to share our gifts, and help out when we can. One of the greatest gifts Indigenous urban settings provide is a sense of community. Whether that is through people participating in programs or attending community gatherings, ceremonies, feasts, or educational activities, these centers provide a healthy, vibrant place to belong. Non-native federal, state, provincial, and territorial legislation and policies have shaped the demographics of Indigenous people in urban communities across what is currently called North America. The United States Indian Removal Act of 1830 and Canada's Indian Act, initially written in 1876, included policies of forced removal from tribal homelands, often causing relocation to urban areas. First Nations and Native leaders realized the need for cultural gathering spaces, resulting in intertribal centers in cities such as Baltimore, Chicago, Dallas, Minneapolis, Phoenix, and Seattle in the US, and more than 110 urban friendship centers in Canada. Their community-tailored programming includes job training, childcare, elder and youth activities, employment assistance, counseling, and family support initiatives. Culture. You will notice in this story that there are patterns of four and that cultural nuances are woven throughout the story. In each example, centered on Molly's emotions, a specific cultural practice is highlighted. These range from singing a welcome song to preparing for ceremony to speaking Nehiyawewin to learning new jingle dance steps to saying a prayer to bless the food. You will also note in the flow of the book that each stanza has 3 examples of love, with the last one always being LGBTQIA2S+, and then the repetitive line, love is love. I wrote it with this rhythm for a couple of reasons. 1, the reader hears 2 examples of love, and then the LGBTQIA2S+ example of love. And following that, the consistent message, love is love. 2, to honor the importance and sacredness of the number 4 in my teachings. When you think about why the number 4 is meaningful, there are 4 seasons, 4 traditional medicines, cedar, sage, sweetgrass, and tobacco, 4 directions, and 4 valves that control the flow of blood in and out of the heart. LGBTQIA2S+, lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer, intersex, asexual, two-spirit plus. As Molly introduces readers to members of her family and community who are LGBTQIA2S+, we begin to appreciate her love for each of them. These are important people in her life, and she loves them all. As she shares her feelings with the reader, we are reminded that love is love. Two-spirit is a relatively new term and honors the role of non-binary gender people in pre-contact and contemporary Indigenous nations. Two-spirit identity can include special roles in community/society and ceremony and may be seen to have sacred status. Two-spirit people are often the ones who care for others and may be healers or caretakers. The term was introduced at the LGBT Native American Gathering in 1990 by Elder Myra Laramie and is a translation of the Anishinaabemowin term Nishmenatoeg, two spirits. Two-spirit can have a variety of meanings. It can include a person who identifies as having both a masculine and feminine spirit, and those who identify as non-binary, gay, lesbian, bisexual, transsexual, transgender, and or queer. Two-spirit people can have other intersecting identities, such as being a Black Native person or one whose first language is Spanish. Within all aspects of Indigenous cultures, there are both similarities and differences between each nation. This is also true for how nations both historically and in modern day honor and respect those who identify as Two-Spirit and the gifts they have been blessed with.